A Poison Tree is a short but powerful poem by William Blake, first published in 1794 in his collection Songs of Experience. This companion to his earlier Songs of Innocence explores darker themes of human nature, moral conflict, and the dangers of repression. In A Poison Tree, Blake offers a vivid allegory about anger, secrecy, and the destructive consequences of failing to express emotion. The poem begins with a simple and reflective tone. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. These opening lines lay out the core message of the poem. Blake contrasts two scenarios. In the first, the speaker expresses anger towards a friend, and the issue is resolved. In the second, the speaker conceals his anger towards an enemy, allowing it to grow and fester. The metaphor that follows develops this idea into something much more sinister. Blake uses the image of a growing tree to represent the hidden wrath. The anger is nurtured with fears, tears, and soft, deceitful wiles until it blossoms and bears an apple bright. This fruit is a symbol of temptation and corruption, echoing the biblical story of Adam and Eve. The speaker's enemy, drawn by the apple, sneaks into the garden during the night and eats it, only to be found outstretched beneath the tree by morning, presumably dead. The poem is deceptively simple in its language, but rich in symbolism. The tree is not just a plant, it's a representation of suppressed emotion turned into malevolence. The apple, like the one in the book of Genesis, symbolizes forbidden knowledge, but here it also represents revenge or entrapment. The act of silence and repression becomes something toxic, grown and cultivated in secrecy until it destroys. One of the central themes in A Poison Tree is the danger of suppressed emotion. Blake shows that when anger is expressed openly, it can be resolved. But when hidden, it grows into something far more dangerous. The poem is a psychological study of how negative feelings, if ignored or buried, can transform into bitterness, obsession, or even violence. The theme of deceit and hypocrisy is also important. The speaker actively nurtures his hidden resentment through false kindness, described as soft, deceitful wiles. This mask of politeness hides the reality beneath, highlighting the contrast between appearance and truth, a recurring concern in Blake's work. Another key idea is moral responsibility and the consequences of choice. The speaker is not simply a passive victim of emotion. He consciously chooses not to reveal his wrath and deliberately cultivates it. The final image, his enemy dead beneath the tree, suggests that the speaker has succeeded in his quiet vengeance, but at what cost? The poem raises the question of whether the speaker has destroyed his foe or his own humanity. The poem also explores themes of temptation and spiritual corruption, evoking religious imagery. The apple bright is not just a product of anger, but a symbol of deliberate entrapment, created to lure and destroy. This allusion to the fall of man suggests that Blake is critiquing not only personal failings, but the broader moral decay he saw in society. Finally, A Poison Tree reflects Blake's wider philosophical view that repression, especially of natural emotion, leads to destruction. His work across Songs of Innocence and Experience explores the loss of childlike honesty and the corrupting influence of societal expectations. In A Poison Tree, he demonstrates how even one's inner world can become a source of poison when truth is buried beneath appearances. In just 16 lines, Blake creates a haunting parable about anger, revenge, and the consequences of emotional dishonesty. A Poison Tree remains a striking and timeless warning about the cost of silence and the power of truth.